Hey, good morning, everybody. This is Henry. It is 4:19 a.m., the 22nd of July, 2009. I think about 11 minutes we're gonna get Bank of England's Monetary Policy Committee's interest rate minutes that took place about 2 weeks ago. The vote count on this meeting minutes is basically a unanimous, unchanged verdict. So we are not looking for any kind of surprises in that area. What could move the market is probably some of the topics that were discussed during this meeting, and maybe the market will take that as the direction where the MPC is looking for in their future rate decision. So even with that in mind, to be honest with you, I still don't think there's going to be much of a reaction in the market for this news release. But anyways, we'll still look at it. In the event that we do see a good response to this news release, then we'll also jump into the market. This is one of those news trades that there's really no clear-cut signals to get in, whereas we will have to rely on the headlines and the statements issued by newswire agencies and then make a decision at the moment to jump in. So we'll wait for the number. We'll actually wait for the decision to be rendered. We'll wait for the actual minutes, and then we'll look at how the market reacts. And hopefully, if the market reacts with good, strong direction, then we'll jump in following that direction. So in about 8 minutes, we're gonna get that news released. Right now, we're seeing some reversals, minor take profit, I'll have to say, on the pound dollar. The pound dollar started the trading session today at 164.63 area. It lost about 154 pips down to the 63.09, almost testing the 6300 figure just about an hour earlier. Since then, it has paired off the loss, and it's around the 63.39 area, so has recovered about 30 pips from the lows. However, on the pound yen front is a different story. Market started the day at 154.24, went as low as 152.43, and that's where we are right now. So roughly about 181 pips of loss due to a strengthening of Japanese yen and the weakness of Great British pound. Now, I have listed this in my weekly outlook as the most likely currency, sterling, to be going on a bearish rally due to several fundamental factors. And it doesn't take a genius to see this by just looking at the type of news that we have lined up out of the UK this week, especially with the grand finale printing GDP number for the second quarter. I think we could see more weakening of the sterling. Hopefully, if we don't get any kind of upward surprises, we will see sterling, at least the pound yen, testing the 150s, and maybe the pound dollar testing the 1.60 area, 60 figure, in the next couple of days. If you also look at the correlation between currencies, you'll see that sterling has already began diverging from other European currencies. Euro has maintained a tight range. The Australian dollar has maintained a tight range. The Swiss franc has maintained a tight range, whereas pound dollar has been losing. I think the loss just began to accelerate a little bit more with today's session. So if we get a perfect catalyst such as the MPC meeting minutes, to bring further concerns over UK's economy, over the recession, or anything that just adds to the overall risk aversion sentiment, we will see a good run of sterling sell-offs in the next 4 minutes. So we'll do what we always do: wait for it to come out, look at market condition, and then if there's good momentum going in one direction, we'll follow it. If not, we'll just skip this trade. We'll come back for the next trade. Okay, I'll be back in about 4 minutes and we'll trade this number live. Okay, in less about a minute, we're gonna get the Bank of England meeting minutes.
The Bank of England minutes should be out in just a few seconds. Bank of England voted unanimously for the 0.5% rate and also voted unanimously to keep the asset purchases at £125 billion. Again, unanimous vote on both fronts here from the Bank of England minutes. The Bank of England noting that the second quarter GDP contraction is likely smaller than originally expected. The momentum going into the second half greater than expected back in May. Supply potential of the UK economy may be lower than thought. The sterling for one factor behind sticky inflation. The Bank of England noting that inflation is surprisingly high over several months. Again, inflation surprisingly high over several months. Noting that the decline in sterling is one factor behind that. The Bank of England minutes noting that employment higher and unemployment lower than the MPC expected. And the Bank of England noting that there's not enough evidence to support an increase in the APF. And the MPC noting that the downside near-term GDP risks have probably diminished.
Okay, surprisingly, I think the minutes is kind of positive. The asset purchase program is kept at 125, and it was a unanimous decision. The market was expecting maybe a 25 billion increase to that APF program, but apparently it was a unanimous decision to keep it at 125 instead of 150. Market is now reacting a little bit with some kind of bullish sentiment for the sterling. That is totally against the pre-market trend. I think what we'll do is we'll wait for the pound dollar to retrace, and then hopefully we'll be able to get in on a trade from the top. Right now, pound dollar has paired off from the lows of 163.05. Now we're seeing around 163.70 area. We started the day, as I said before, 164.50 area. So if we see another retracement back up, maybe the 16400s, then that will be an interesting area for a sell order. What I really don't want to do is go against the pre-market plus the bias that I have over the next few days to be buying the pound dollar. Even though the minutes were a little bit on the upside for the sterling, it just doesn't give you enough, in my opinion, doesn't give you enough reason to be long on the pair, especially after what we've seen today with the market, how the market is trading sterling. So I'll be patient right now. The number came out, we see a nice bullish move, roughly around 30-35 pips, with no reason basically to be buying the sterling at this level. So best course of action, wait another 30 minutes or so, the most. We'll see how the market reacts. Hopefully we'll see another test above the 163.80, maybe even testing the 16400 on the pound dollar pair, and then we can make a decision of entry around there. Or for the case of pound yen, wait for market to go maybe around the 153.50 area. If that takes place, which is about a good 70 pips from where we are right now. Even at 154 is a possibility retracement to enter on a sell. And you might ask, why don't we go ahead and just with a long trade from here and see if we can catch it all the way up. I think that's a more riskier trade because we don't know if it's going to go up. Whereas if the market goes up to those levels, there's a higher probability that you will go down. So, and plus we're going with the trend, plus we're going with the intraday trend and the longer term trend. So a news might not give us a trade immediately, but then it's helping us to position our trades accordingly. So that's it for now. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the mic, but then I'll keep my eye on this trade. Once I see a good entry, I'll come back and we'll look at this trade live. Alright everybody, it's 5 a.m. Looks like we're hitting a stalling area right now with the pound dollar. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump into the market. It is 63.70 area. So just went ahead, took a trade to sell the pound dollar, and I'm gonna go ahead and put it also in the trade room. Okay, so what we'll see is we'll wait for the market to move down eventually. We saw the overall movement from the day where we're looking for a 61.8% retracement, but we never got it. I think we tested the 50% retracement, and that was it. It bounced back from there, and it's been lingering in this area. So let's see if the trade will go down to the 6300s, maybe giving us a good chance to pick up anywhere from 50, 30. Let's keep our target realistic, anywhere from 30 to 60 pips. Obviously, I would use a stop loss at above the 6400. If it hits the 6400, I might go ahead and close the trade. If it breaks the 6400 and it shows momentum to move upwards, then I will close the trade. So just keep that in mind. In the meantime, we'll just wait for this trade to develop. Okay everybody, 7:45 a.m. We have taken a loss on that trade earlier on, counting on that the trend might continue. But looking at the market right now, we're seeing the 78.6% retracement has already occurred, and just based on the risk to reward ratio, I think it would be a good time now for entry on a sell trade. So I'm going to go ahead and do a sell trade around this area, trying to redeem myself with the earlier trades. So we'll see what happens in a little bit. Okay everybody, let's take a look at the pound trade that we took earlier. The entry was at 164.32. Now the market has traveled to 163.88, 89 area. We're looking at a 42 pips of profit. So I'm going to go ahead and close this trade for the purpose of this recording, and to show you that the loss that we took 30 pips of loss from the entry of 163.70, and at the break of 16400 we took the loss, and now we re-enter at 164.30, and now we're taking a profit now at 163.94. So basically we still ended the day with this news for about 8 pips of profit. So it's not bad as long as it's not a day with the loss. So going to go ahead and close this trade.